Enhance your worth and beauty with these 10 Stoic habits. Have you ever wondered how ancient philosophers managed to maintain a serene appearance and valued spirit even amidst life's adversities? What are the secrets these sages have left us, so we can also become more beautiful and admired people? Today, we will explore 10 Stoic habits that will not only transform your appearance, but also significantly increase your value in the eyes of others. As Seneca said, life, if well lived, is long enough. Are you ready to start? Are you ready? Let's begin with our first habit. Appreciate death. Reflecting on mortality, known as Memento Mori, confronts us with the fragility of our existence. Seneca, an ancient sage, advised, begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. This perception sharpens our urgency to make the most of life, appreciating each moment and interaction, radiating a passion for life that enchants and attracts. Have you ever considered the impact of this awareness on your way of living? When we realize that each day can be a microcosm of an entire life, every choice and moment gains renewed weight and importance. How can we then embrace this vital urgency in our lives? It can start with simple gestures like expressing gratitude daily, spending time with loved ones, or even pursuing those aspirations you've always put off. Every conscious action moves us away from automatic routines and closer to a vibrant, full life. How about starting today, looking at your journey with the clarity of someone who knows there's no time to waste? By doing so, you not only live more intensely, but also inspire others to do the same, spreading a contagious energy of love and appreciation for life. Have you ever considered the impact of this awareness on your way of living? How can you start living each day as an entire life? Leave your response in the comments. Practice gratitude. Gratitude truly has the power to transform our worldview. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great philosopher-emperors, encourages us to reflect on the blessings we possess. By practicing gratitude, even in times of adversity, we generate an atmosphere of contentment and joy that not only elevates us, but also attracts and enriches those around us, as gratitude is a sign of a truly beautiful and noble spirit. Have you ever noticed how you feel when you express gratitude? There is a lightness and brightness that accompany the recognition of good things in our lives, big or small. This simple act can revolutionize our mood and interaction with others. How can we cultivate this enriching practice daily? Starting can be as simple as keeping a gratitude journal, where you jot down things you're grateful for at the end of each day. Or perhaps begin each morning by giving thanks for something specific, be it a new day, a good cup of coffee, or a friend's smile. This practice not only improves our emotional and physical well-being, but also makes us sources of positivity for those around us. Imagine the impact if everyone in your community started and ended the day with a grateful thought. What kind of transformation could this bring? Have you ever noticed how you feel when you express gratitude? How can you cultivate this enriching practice daily? Leave your response in the comments. Develop self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency is a distinctive trait of the Stoic sage. According to Epictetus, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control and some are not. By relying primarily on ourselves and not on others for our satisfaction, we radiate a confidence that is both magnetic and attractive. Have you ever considered the impact of self-sufficiency in your own life? This principle does not suggest a total withdrawal from social relationships, but rather encourages a lesser dependence on external circumstances for personal happiness. It's about finding the balance between being an active member of a community and maintaining your own emotional and practical independence. How can we develop this self-sufficiency? Start by identifying areas in your life where you can be more proactive. Maybe by learning a new skill that increases your independence, or practicing self-reflection to better understand your needs and desires. With each small step of self-confidence, you build a stronger foundation for your independence. This journey of self-sufficiency not only enhances your personal freedom, but also makes you an inspiration to others. Imagine yourself as a person who not only faces adversities with courage, but also supports others to do the same, all without relying excessively on external factors for happiness and well-being. Have you ever considered the impact of self-sufficiency in your own life? How can you start being more proactive and independent? Leave your response in the comments. Practice virtue. At the heart of Stoicism, we find virtue as a fundamental pillar. Reflecting on the words of Marcus Aurelius, the true worth of a person lies in living each day as if it were the last, free from turmoil, detached and honest. Continuous dedication to the fundamental virtues, wisdom, courage, justice and temperance, not only enriches our soul, but also illuminates our existence. When we adhere to firm ethical principles, we transform into true pillars of trust and integrity. But how can we incorporate these principles into our daily lives to truly transform our life and those around us? Let's reflect together. Have you ever thought about how small actions can reflect great virtues? Imagine that by choosing to listen attentively and empathetically, you are practicing justice. By facing your fears, you are exercising courage. By choosing collective well-being over individual interest, you demonstrate wisdom. And by moderating your desires, you live temperance. These are practical steps you can adopt. By doing so, you not only beautify your soul, but also become a living example of these virtues. What if each of us started practicing these virtues today? How would our world be tomorrow? Remember, every step counts. And every choice we make, no matter how small, resonates in the larger tapestry of our life. Now answer this curiosity. How can small actions reflect great virtues in your daily life? Which virtue would you like to incorporate more into your routine? Leave your response in the comments. How about starting today? Cultivate serenity. Tranquility amidst challenges reveals a unique form of beauty. As Epictetus taught us, it is not the events themselves that disturb us, but the judgments we make about them. By managing our emotions and staying calm in critical moments, we become an oasis of peace in a turbulent world, capturing the attention of those seeking stability. Have you ever noticed how serenity can be magnetic? Think about the last time you were in a tense situation, perhaps a heated argument or a work impasse. Who stood out to you? Probably someone who maintained their composure, right? Adopting a serene posture doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but rather understanding and managing them constructively. This not only benefits your mental and physical health, but also positively influences those around you. Imagine yourself as a beacon of calm, a safe haven for others in times of storm. How can we cultivate this attractive serenity? Start by practicing self-observation. When you feel disturbed, pause and ask yourself, what is the nature of my discomfort? Am I reacting to the circumstances or my perceptions about them? This simple act of pausing and reflecting can be the first step towards a more tranquil and balanced life. I invite you to try, even in the most turbulent moments, to take a deeper breath and seek to understand before reacting. Serenity is yours to cultivate. Have you ever noticed how serenity can be magnetic? How can you adopt a more serene posture in your daily interactions? Leave your response in the comments. Accept fate, amor fati, or love of fate, represents the full acceptance of everything that happens to us. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, everything that happens as it should. By embracing our fate with grace and dignity, we exhibit resilience that not only inspires, but also reveals that true beauty lies in the ability to accept and adapt to circumstances. Have you ever wondered how powerful it can be to accept rather than resist what life presents to you? By doing so, we release energy that we previously spent fighting the inevitable, allowing us to focus on growing and flourishing from our reality. Think about moments in your life when, despite not being able to change a situation, your response to it made all the difference. The ability to move forward, adapt, and find meaning in the seemingly immutable not only shapes our character, but also deeply touches those around us. How can we cultivate this love of fate in our daily lives? Start by recognizing that each experience, whether positive or challenging, brings with it a valuable lesson. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What is this teaching me?" This simple change in perspective can transform our life experience, making us examples of strength and serenity. How can you transform the acceptance of fate into a positive force in your life? What valuable lesson can you learn from challenging circumstances? I'm curious to know your answer. Leave it in the comments. Practice self-restraint. Temperance, also known as moderation, is one of the cornerstone principles of Stoicism. Seneca, one of its prominent thinkers, advises us, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." By mastering our impulses and excesses, we demonstrate a sophisticated simplicity that naturally attracts and fascinates, valuing what we already have and living fully in the now. Have you ever reflected on the power of self-restraint in your life? In a world where excess often dominates, choosing moderation can seem counterintuitive. However, this choice can free us from many complications and the burden of uncontrolled consumption. Consider simple daily practices, such as reducing impulsive purchases or limiting the time spent on electronic devices. These actions not only preserve our financial and mental resources, but also enhance our focus and satisfaction with what is essential. How can you start incorporating temperance into your life today? How about choosing an area where you often feel that more is better and experimenting with less is more? Whether it's reducing news consumption, cutting down on your schedule commitments, or even simplifying your meals, each step towards moderation can help you rediscover joy in the small things. Have you ever reflected on the power of self-restraint in your life? Where can you apply moderation to improve your satisfaction and well-being? Leave your response in the comments. Seek wisdom. The relentless pursuit of wisdom is one of the most revered Stoic virtues. Socrates, with his famous phrase, "I know that I know nothing," encapsulates the essence of the human desire for continuous knowledge. By committing ourselves to constant learning, we not only display humility, but also a desire for evolution that is highly valued, as true knowledge is a form of beauty that endures through the ages. Have you reflected on the impact that the pursuit of knowledge can have on your life? This journey not only enriches the mind, but also shapes us into more complete and understanding individuals, capable of interacting with the world in a more informed and conscious manner. How can we cultivate this passion for knowledge in our daily lives? Start by reading a book on a topic that interests you, attending workshops or courses, or simply dedicating a moment of your day to learning something new, whether through a documentary, an article, or a conversation with someone you admire. This dedication to knowledge not only broadens our worldview, but also makes us more attractive and magnetic individuals. Wisdom allows us to offer more to others, whether through advice, solutions, or simply a good conversation. How about making the pursuit of wisdom an integral part of your life? Are you ready to join me and many others in exploring the vast and rich territory of human knowledge? By doing so, we not only transform ourselves, but also inspire and positively influence those around us. Let's embark on this seductive journey for knowledge together. Serve others. The Stoics deeply valued service to humanity. Marcus Aurelius inspires us with his words, "Life is not merely being alive, but being well." By dedicating ourselves to others, we develop an altruistic beauty, a light that illuminates not only our own lives, but also the lives of everyone around us, making us esteemed and cherished figures in the community. Have you experienced the positive impact that an act of generosity can have on your life and the lives of others? There is a special magic in helping without expecting anything in return. This type of selfless giving enriches our soul, expands our empathy, and strengthens our community bonds. How can we practice altruism daily? It can be as simple as offering your time to listen to someone who needs to talk, helping a neighbor with a task, or participating in community projects. Every act of kindness is a seed planted that grows and blossoms into a garden of good deeds. Imagine the world we can create together if each of us strives to serve others, even in modest ways. What would our community be like if every person decided to live a day dedicated to others? I invite you to reflect on how you can serve today. Let's cultivate this altruistic energy together and see how it transforms not only those who receive our help, but also ourselves, making our lives a true work of art. Have you experienced the positive impact of an act of generosity? How can you serve others more in your daily life? I look forward to seeing your response in the comments. Appreciate nature. Finding harmony with nature is an essential and enriching practice. Epictetus, one of the masters of Stoic thought, teaches us to live in harmony with the natural world. By connecting with the simplicity and grandeur of nature, we mirror this harmony within ourselves, exuding a calm and an allure comparable to the serenity of a tranquil river or the majesty of a mountain. Have you ever felt how nature can be a refuge for the soul? A simple walk outdoors, stargazing or listening to birdsong can revive our spirit and align our thoughts with a more peaceful and sustainable rhythm. How can we incorporate this appreciation into our routine? Start by creating space for nature in your daily life. Perhaps cultivate a garden, even if small, adopt more environmentally friendly habits, or simply dedicate moments of your day to being outside and truly observing and listening to the natural world around you. Nature offers a powerful lesson on growth and renewal. Each season brings changes and beauty, reminding us that we too are part of this continuous cycle. By harmonizing with this cycle, we not only improve our well-being, but also become sources of inspiration and calm for others. How about making the appreciation of nature a regular practice? Let's rediscover the joy of being in tune with the world around us and allow this harmony to transform and enchant us. Are you ready to start this journey of connection and admiration for nature today? By incorporating these Stoic habits, we not only become more beautiful and valued externally, but also develop an inner strength that sustains us through all of life's storms. We overcome destructive emotions and cultivate an internal fortitude that is immune to the vicissitudes of fate. Subscribe to our channel and don't miss the next video. Until then, remember Seneca's message, life, if well lived, is long enough. Are you ready to transform every moment into a vibrant celebration of life? Stay tuned for more powerful insights to come.